Hi, everybody. Welcome to Unlocking Kingdom Destiny. My name is Gaspar, Anastasi. I'd like to talk to you about this wonderful, wonderful force that's ruling our world today, but needs to be increased, and that's the force of love. There's a lot of love that we see today being expressed in our lives, but, is it the kind of love that really changes people's lives and changes our environment and our culture? I don't know. I think we see a lot of worldly love, a love that doesn't really produce the kindness and generosity and charity that's necessary. And you look around, you see many hurting people that are in such great need, maybe even you. And though people will say nice things and promise wonderful future blessings, but very rarely does it ever come to pass. The kind of love I'm talking about is a love that generates from God himself. It's called the God kind of love. It's the love that created this whole world and created you and I as people. God's original intent, and I want to say that again, original intent was that not only we be filled with his love and love him, but we overflow in that love and love one another. That's the kind of love that will change not only your life and your circumstances, but collectively as we walk in that love together, it'll change even our culture. Why don't we commit ourselves to finding out what that love is all about? That can only happen by a true, intimate, personal relationship with God. God is real, he's big, he's wonderful, and he loves you and wants to express himself through his love in your life. Make yourself available to him. In the moment of meditation, in the moment of maybe of silence, just keep your focus and begin to expect God to show himself inside. This love that I'm talking about, this God kind of love, which is unconditional, which never fails to bring healing and to bring unity and to bring deliverance in people's lives, including your own. This kind of love brings healing in your body. It'll actually destroy cancer. One of the roots of cancer is bitterness and division and discord and criticism and condemnation. So even love itself, God's love, will produce health and wholeness in your life. And you'll know when you have it because it'll bring a peace in you. It'll bring a confidence and a security to know that God loves you and therefore you have a destiny and God will fulfill that destiny. Could you imagine a world that's filled with God's love? Not the kind of love that we see today that promises a whole bunch of stuff but never really produces. A love that's very selfish and self-centered that only really wants to take and never really give, or even giving for the purpose of receiving. But when you walk in God's love, it brings such a healing and a peace and a joy in your life, and it spreads. It becomes like leaven. Let's join our hearts together in this week and ask God to show us that love. And then when he does, we won't be able to help to pour it out on someone else. Love can make a difference. God's love will never fail. Have a great week. Walk in God's love.